Hi again, folks. Brent's back here. It's been quite a while since I've posted anything, and I know that. But life's crazy. You know, you spend a lot of time doing other things outside of what you want to do, and I haven't had much time to really post anything on YouTube. I've been working way too much in home life and job and other stuff, and honestly, we haven't been really doing any race car stuff lately because we had 2 months off of racing. We did go to New Hampshire once. And as you can see, that's pretty much all we got out of that because all we did was show up there. And then we figured out that if we didn't buy 4 tires, which we couldn't afford, we couldn't race. So we spent a whole ton of money on this car, which you saw in the video, to get it going up to New Hampshire and then basically do nothing after 2 days of solid work. Not only in New Hampshire, but then the weeks of work before that went into this car. So it was all for completely nothing, but we still had a great time. It was an experience, and we learned a lot about it, maybe about what to expect in the future. But today, this is what I'm going to be working on, because this is a pretty honest mistake that I'm going to admit to everybody right now. Now, I took this engine, and I put it together just for this New Hampshire race up at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And what I did was, when you're building a 350 or small block Chevy at all, well, you can't really see from any angle here, but when you put the cylinder head bolts on, you have to use some kind of a sealant on the bolts because they're not blind. They go into a water jacket. But in my, we'll call it ignorance, or, no, let's be nice. Let's call it inexperience. I put a thread sealant on the bolts, and I don't think it was really meant for high temperatures. So water is starting to leak down just kind of into the engine and get in the oil. And I will probably add another video showing you the result of what happened.
Yeah, that's water vapor.
And as you can see, it's a teapot. There's water vapor coming out because when the oil gets hot and it starts to cook that water that's in the oil, it steams. Not good. Probably degrades the oil quite a bit. So I'm going to go through this entire engine, and I'm going to have to take all the head bolts out one by one, reseal them, and put them all back in. What a dumb move. But yeah, I'm glad to be back filming videos again. I do have new camera equipment, meaning I got a new cell phone. And I think it'll come out a lot better. So I hope you all enjoy me fixing all my stupid mistakes. So I forgot to mention, I'm not only here to fix this car and show everybody my awful zit on my forehead, but I'm also here for another ulterior motive. I brought my pickup truck. Don't mind the green bastard there, that's Jesse's. Or my brother's, I should say. But there's a couple engines sitting here. There's some exhaust pipes, too. But there's an engine right here. Now, this engine is just an old built motor. Now, obviously, we can run built motors or crate motors in our cars. But I have a history with this engine. I won the most races in the division with this engine back in 2017. Obviously, it's been doing a lot of nothing since then, because I got a crate engine. She needs an oil pan. She needs a new oil pump, because I robbed both of them to put into this engine. But I've got, if you can see through the mess that we've created, there's a transmission, 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 that's transmission, there's another one there. I have a super secret project that's not so super secret. I have another chassis at my house that it just needs something to be done about it. It's just sitting there on casters, it's got no floor, it's not finished. But if you look at all the parts I just showed you, I have enough parts to put another car together, and I'm thinking about taking it to Waterford. I don't really have the money to run it, but wouldn't it be better to have a running, driving car than something just a hulk sitting in my yard? I mean, these parts are just sitting here wasting away and doing nothing. Why not do something? So, keep your eyes peeled for that. I apologize for the glare on my glasses. I got the door open. This is what happens when you're blind and old. But I think we might do that because, I mean, what else are you going to do with your life? You're going to take your money with you when you die? Have fun now. Enjoy it. So wait for that project. That'll be fun. See, now what stinks about this type of thing is that I don't want to take the engine out and pull all of the head bolts off and have to redo the head gasket and all this stuff. But my theory is I'm just going to take one bolt out at a time, which I hope doesn't warp the head, but you know, it's not hot and hopefully the gasket won't pull up in any spots, but I'm just one bolt at a time. Pull it out, hit it with the wire wheel, reseal it, stick it back in and torque it down to specs, mark it with a pen, and then move on to the next one and do them all in sequence. But I think this exhaust is probably going to have to go. But that's pretty much my life right now, and if I had just done this done this the right way, I should say, to begin with, probably wouldn't have to be here. But this is how you learn things. You just learn by doing and screwing up. Okay, here's an interesting development here. I don't know if you'll see this or not, but hang on a second. I'll see if I can get her to focus. Oh, God. Oh, it's all a disaster. Come on, baby. There we go. All right, you can see there's no thread locker or thread sealant on this thing at all. There should be some trace of it. But you can also see this moisture. Look at that. That's water. That's all water. So yeah, I obviously didn't do a very good job here. So we're going to seal that back up, torque it back down, and get that fixed. All right, she's all gooped up with high temp silicone, whatever. Got to torque it to 65 foot-pounds. Hopefully this works. Now I'm going to do something that you probably shouldn't do, but we're going to do it anyway, and I'm just going to run it down with an impact. Notice I didn't click it, though. Because if you do that, you have no idea what the torque actually is, and you just got to be careful. All right, 65 foot-pounds on a Harbor Freight stick, so who the hell knows what it's actually going to be. Just do it nice and slow. Nice and slow. There's 65. Now what I actually want to try right now is, I have 2 torque wrenches. And I think I set this one to 65. And I'd love to try it and knock everything over while I'm at it. I mean, you know, other torque wrenches, cameras, all sorts of stuff. And see if there's a difference between these two. Just because. Oh, I don't like that. All right, now the problem with the second one that I was using is it's got a little window on it. Here, actually, let me show you while I'm standing here. This is an old Craftsman torque wrench, and you can look through the window and set your torque. But the problem with this one is it moves, and you can twist it and move it, and you have no idea where the window is. So I wanted to try it. I don't like it. It's pretty bad that I would take the Harbor Freight over the Craftsman, but you know, let's see what we're set at here just to make sure. Oh, it says 65 to me. Oh, Jesus. That says 65. All right. So now I'm going to take this paint marker Just run a line right down it. That way that I know it is done. Now to do it like 50 more times, probably have to pull the exhaust off. This sucks, but lesson learned. All right, well, got them all done. Marked, 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 marked. Let me see, marked and marked. Now I got to go do all these under here, but I got to remove the headers, and I'm not going to bore all of you with that, so I'll report back when we're done. All right, I am all back together here. I didn't want to bore you with all the basics, but I had to go through, and I see you mark. You know, I had to go through and take all the exhaust off, mark everything that I did. I got this side done. I got this side done. Again, very tedious and boring, but you can see little dots on the head bolts. No, you actually can't. Oh, there's some down there somewheres. But had to relash all the valves, had to put everything back together. A couple zip ties here, a little bit of the exhaust, and then we'll be firing it back up.
Give her a little sauce here.
All right, got us a transmission, my engine hoist back, my old motor I won a bunch of races on back. My dad paid for them, so I'm just gonna take it because he ain't with us no more. So my brother can use it if he needs it, but that's just a long day putting things together and getting this thing fixed and back running again. We still gotta drop the oil out of it and get her freshened up. She's still putting steam out like a choo-choo train, but we'll get her figured out. I think this is a big problem taking care of, though. She don't get hot, so I don't think the head gaskets are blown or nothing. I think it's just a sealant issue. So thanks for watching again. I appreciate it. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. I promise I'll try to do my best with trying to get more content out more often. But thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you at the track soon.